Okay, so my apologies. I didn't realize I was going to get cut off at exactly 15 minutes. So I know I got cut off sort of mid-sentence, but what I was working on was showing you in this descriptive statistics table where we would look to get the means and standard deviations that we need so that we can describe what we find in the post hoc comparisons between the various grade levels. So I've highlighted these in turquoise, and you can see this is from the total section, so this is combining boys and girls. If you were to use these means and standard deviations up here, that would be for an interaction because it's considering sex and grade simultaneously. So right now we're working on the main effect for grade, so we would just be using these means and standard deviations. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be writing in the sentences to explain this significant effect of grade. And we're going to scroll down here to where we've got all these various comparisons. And as I was saying, these are complicated to look at. I would just start somewhere. So we look at the 7th graders. We can see that they are different, not different from the 8th graders, but they are different from all the other grades. When we look at the 8th graders, though, they're different from, not different from 7th graders, but they're also not different from 9th and 10th graders. So where I'm going to start is by just making the statement that says 7th and 8th graders are both significantly different from 11th and 12th graders, because that's true for both of them. So this is how I'm going to write this sentence. I'm going to say 7th graders and 8th graders spend significantly more time than 11th and 12th graders. Of course, I'm following up on this sentence so I can be a little bit shorthanded there in the dependent variable. But I got these means and standard deviations from the table up here. I know that this is hours, so I can put the units there. There aren't any units for standard deviation, but I'm just writing in the means and standard deviations for these various grades in here. So now I've compared 7th and 8th graders to 11th and 12th graders, but now I need to also explain that 7th graders are also significantly different from the 9th and 10th graders. So here's how I've written that sentence. 7th graders are also significantly different from the 9th graders, whose information I need to get from the table, and the 10th grader, whose information I get from the table, because I haven't presented those means and standard deviations yet. I don't have to present this one again because I've already given that information up here. Okay, then lastly I need to come over here and I need to look at how these upper grades, like 9th graders, compare. So 9th graders are different from 7th graders. I already said that. But let's see, 9th graders are not different from anybody else. 10th graders are different from 7th graders. I already said that. Oh, but 10th graders are also different from 12th graders. What about 11th graders? 11th graders are different from 7th and 8th. I already said that. Okay, but they're not different from anybody else. So 10 and 12, that's the only other difference I need to explain. So here's my sentence for 10th graders. They are significantly different from 12th graders. Again, I've already given all the means and standard deviations up there, all the descriptive information, so I don't need to repeat it. And then my last sentence would be no other comparisons are statistically different, because there are a lot of non-significant comparisons. Shoo! Okay, luckily those are not usually quite so difficult, so hopefully we won't have to do quite that much work. And then, I see I've got that repeated twice there. Sorry about that. I think the only other sentence that we need to write is the sentence for the interaction. And so if we look back up here at the interaction, again, that was close to significant, but not significant because it's greater than 0.05. I might have already done this on the other video. I apologize if I'm repeating, but if I didn't, I certainly don't want to forget to show you this. So we would just write this sentence here that says there is not a significant interaction of sex by grade on time spent playing computer games F, and we get our degrees of freedom over here equals 2.09, P greater than 0.05. Okay, phew, now we're really done. I'll leave number 6 for you to work on, and then if you, the answer to that will be provided in a Word doc, but hopefully you can figure out how to do that given what we've just done together.